Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, hello.
Hey
Thank
y'all.
you for tuning in. I am Mocha Mazel with Black Expats and Repats in Jamaica, and today we are going to be talking about expectations versus reality when living in Jamaica. Now, if you are not familiar with us, we specialize in helping Black people relocate or return to Jamaica. So I've had a long day. We've had a long week. I'm gonna be kind of relaxed today. As you can see, I am very much reclining and having this conversation, but I'm still very much present. So we are here, and of course, we have a missing member, Mr. Links. He is, of course, doing what he does, linking. So he may or may not be joining us this evening, but he's still a great person to get to know. Hello, Kaden. Hey.
Hey.
Hello. All right. So I want to thank y'all. And if you didn't know, we just launched our online community for again Black people moving to Jamaica. So if you want a community, if you need information, if you need resources, go sign up. We have a free social networking aspect to our site where you can connect with members. You can get in the group chat. You can talk with folks. Everything you need and then some. Okay, is on our platform. So I'm Mocha. I've been in Jamaica for almost 3 years now. Our other team member, Mimi, has been in Jamaica since you only needed a picture
14
ID
years, right?
to get to come.
Oh yeah, the birth certificate.
Yes, the birth certificate and
Or the
proof.
ID. Yeah.
Yeah. And then TNZ been here since 2019, back and forth. So that's our story. But let's get into it. All right, so let's talk about some of the expectations versus the reality of living in Jamaica. No, we are not bashing Jamaica. No, we're not bad mouthing Jamaica. All right, we just have a conversation. Don't y'all come up here and get mad. All right, talking about we just that. Okay, we just sharing. We just having a little conversation, a little chat. That's it. Okay. All right. So who is kicking it off? What were some of your expectations when you was first thinking or preparing to come to Jamaica versus reality when you came?
Um, for me, like I visited a lot before I came, before I finally decided to settle, but I still had certain expect. I thought that because I had was coming back and forth so much and so often for so long, I thought it would be a smoother transition, and it was. I didn't have as much culture shock, but it was still culture shock because here I was. It was like I think prior to me moving here, the longest I would come stay was for like 2 months. So here I am by the third month. I'm like, okay, well, I'm here. Like, okay, well, what do I do next? So it was kind of like that. It's like, what do I do? Because I didn't have anything to do because it would be me coming and then it would be me leaving. So I always had things planned. So now I had all this free time. So I'm like, well, okay. So I was bored. After a while, I just got bored.
And I think a lot of people say because they think they've been coming back and forth from somewhere for a long time, they think they know the place. No, you know, it's always gonna be a different experience living somewhere versus vacation or just visiting there. Like it's going to be different. Yeah, I hear people all the time. Yeah, I've been coming to Jamaica so and so and so and so. Then when enough time passes, they
Hmm.
don't know what.
Yeah, because like I used to come and I used to hang out in the tourist area. Um, I ended up meeting a lot of people down in the tourist area. So I would come down in the tourist area, and then after that, I'm like, then I would be out in the neighborhood. But after that, I'm like, okay, well, what do I do?
Mr. Flint, NYC Holla back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, please. Turn on that notification bell. Leave us some nice comments. If you come on here being mean, I don't like that. Come on here being rude, you're going to get deleted because show some respect to me. All right, but thank you, Mr. Flint, for watching too. Yeah, so yeah, for me, I never visited Jamaica as a tourist. And then when I first came the first time, I was only here for a few weeks, but yeah, I think that that throws people off, and then they get disappointed, or so that's not what I thought it was, or and it's like the experience is just always going to be different when you're
Mhm.
actually like living somewhere. But what about you, Taz? Expectations versus reality.
Handling business. I just really,
So she been sitting and waiting to say that. She been
I
waiting.
mean, I was just like, I didn't. Okay, so the very first thing that happened was the power went out, and so I'm sitting there. I think I waited for maybe like 10 minutes. And then I heard the neighbor outside. So I went outside and I was like, "Hey, is your power out?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay, well, who do we call?" And that man looked at me like I had three heads, and I could not understand why. Because I'm like, seriously, like I want to know, who do we call? And he was like, "What?" I said, "Who do we call? Who do we call to find out like what's an expected time that they will have the lights back on?" And you know, like I'm. And he said, "Nobody." And I'm like, "What?" I said, "No, no, no. The power is out, so we need to call the power company so they can give us an expected time of when the power will return." He said, "You can call them, but they're not going to tell you that, miss." He was like, "You just wait for the power to come back on." I said, I was so confused because I said, "Well, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that we don't call the light company and they're not going to tell us when they'll have the lights back on?" And he said, "No." And the whole time, this man is looking at me. I'm serious. Like, I got three heads. And I'm looking at him like, this can't be true. Like, you really have to be lying to me. But no, that's just how it is. Like, if the power goes out, you just sit and wait.
It come on.
And coming from the US, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like the power go out, you call them, they tell you they know it's a recording that tells you that they know that there's a power outage and they are expecting the power to be out for such and such amount of time and they're doing their best to get service turned back on. No, in Jamaica, you just sit and wait. And I was just that just confused me
Generator.
so much.
Better get that generator.
Well, that too. But
Yeah.
I was just like,
So
I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, okay, okay. Well, this is an adjustment. I just have to, make and get used to. And you do. You just end up getting used to it. But you're not accustomed to things being dealt that way. The same way as like, if you rent a place and say, for instance, the landlord doesn't keep the power in their name. Well, you thinking, "Oh, I just call the power company and I get the power turned on in my name." No, that's it doesn't work like that. You have to go and get a TRN. First of all, you got to stand in that long line at the tax office, get the TRN. You know what I mean? Like it's just the way that you have this norm from coming from a different country of how business is handled, and so you
Mhm.
come with the expectation like, "Oh, all business is handled this way, like it all has to be this way." And then you move to Jamaica and Jamaica slaps you with reality and be like, "No, ma'am, we don't operate that way, so you're gonna either fall in line or going home." And going home was not an option, so you gotta fall in line.
fall in line.
Girl, wait, look, how did you guys react the first time when you went somewhere and they said they took all you didn't wait there for about a good hour or so. They took all your paperwork, looked at you and said, "Well, the system is down right now, so you can either have a seat or come back tomorrow."
I done had so many experiences like that where it's like I'm think I'm getting through. I figure out I've been there for some hours, like, and I finally get up there and they're like, no, you supposed to go. You were supposed to go do something something else before you came. Ain't nobody told me that though. Ain't nobody told me to do that. When I was 38, I was in that tax office. I had all that paperwork. I was there waiting. I was all over that tax office. It was sitting here, there. When I get to
Mm.
the final stage, they would say, "Oh no, you gotta go over here. This is all the way across town somewhere. You gotta go over here and get this." I'm like, "Oh, y'all got that would kill my soul right there. That
Listen.
killed my soul." Hello, let's manifest. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello.
Thank
Hi.
you. You
Ah,
enjoyed.
thanks, Rick.
Yeah, yeah.
I begged the lady in the tax office. The lady in the tax office told me that I need. I said, ma'am, please, please. I stood up. I said, it's hot outside. I was out there for 2 hours in that heat. Please, ma'am, miss, please. Have you eaten lunch today? Do you need lunch? I was like, miss, what can I do? Please don't make me. Please, please, ma'am, you just have to help me. Please, I beg of you. Please. It is you don't that's not your expectation. You know what I mean? It's just not.
Mm-mm.
You
No.
have it in your head the way that things should operate,
Mm-hmm.
and Jamaica be like, nah, we don't want to play like that.
I
Mm-mm.
I got an expectation versus reality in regards to electricity too. So like so back at home, like our electricity is mostly like government done or something like that, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, about the JPS situation. I thought, the electricity was handled by government. So I don't know. So, anytime like back at home and I was having like a hard time paying, I could just call, get an extension on my bill, or, I could,
Mm-hmm.
they will send you a warning, like a few warnings before your stuff get cut off, or, you had a little bit more leeway with electricity. What I say, I remember I got my light bill. I was like, I'm gonna pay it like in a little bit. I ain't got it right now, if I'm just paying a little bit. Child, when I say those folks cut me off, but I was like, y'all wasn't gonna give me no warning. I ain't gonna get no extension. Y'all ain't gonna give me no opportunity to rectify the situation. Just cut off. Like I didn't know. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know it was like a privately owned, like organization or whatever business, and they just cut it off. I'm like, dang. I'm like,
Girl.
people do it. They actually like in a bind.
Yeah.
Like I was
Yeah.
gonna pay it, but I was just gonna pay it, a little bit later. You know how we shuffle bills around sometimes. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna pay this day and to pay this next week. That's what I did, and I was like, they'll be fine. They'll be all right.
Mm.
I
Girl,
learned.
JPS said you'll be fine. You'll be all right.
make it worse when you have a smart meter, because remember they had a smart meter, so they just when let's say it's due on the 5th, by the time the 10th come around, your lights is getting cut off, you and everybody else who didn't pay. And so
Exactly.
that's that, and you be like, okay. But if you have like a not, not the smart meter, whatever that is, a regular meter, you have a better opportunity because it takes a while. They come out around on a cycle, so you have a better opportunity.
I'm gonna try to
But the
find with a
only,
smart meter for my next place. I don't want a smart meter.
the only people that don't, well, they don't do you like that is the water commission.
Yeah, girl, what I say, man, I just knew I was gonna have like I was just, whatever. Because I just thought I go back at home, like I'll pay it, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Whatever. Child, please. It was like, dope. They used to have it to be at Howard. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh my
This
god.
is the time at the banks that give me, child, just bring some
Yes.
entertainment, like just
Yes.
some snacks or bring some entertainment.
Now you see the banks. I remember, y'all, I got my little hack. So me and the banks, we good.
I remember the first time I went to an ATM and I saw the line and I said, oh, that must be the line for people trying to go inside the bank. Here I go with my little American self. I'm like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. This one they said, Miss, where you going? I said, oh, I said, I'm going into the ATM. She said, yeah, the line back there. I said, what line? She said, that line. I said, that can't be the line for the ATM. She was like, yes, that's the line for the ATM. I said, I think that's the line for the people to go inside. And then some more people in line, they were like, no, we're going to the ATM. First of all, I was so embarrassed. And then I have the nerve to speak, and I have an American accent, so I know they were probably was cussing me out. Like, well, who does she think she is? But I did not expect for the line for the ATM to be that long. And I'm like, but it's 3 ATMs here. Like, what? Why is the line this long?
Then after
And the
you got
line to go inside the bank was just as long. And I'm
wait,
just like, okay, okay, all right. I
then
gotta make a mental note.
wait, hold on, Tans. After you got start using the machine, did you realize why the line was so long?
Jesus Christ. I was yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like, this machine real slow, ain't it? And then it didn't make it any better that by the time the one that I went into, it didn't have no more money.
Oh my God.
What's the worst?
Oh my God.
Worst.
It had no more money.
That be the worst.
And I'm just like, so then I asked the security guard, sir, so this this the machine is out of money. He said, okay, what? I said, oh, maybe you didn't hear me. I know my accent sometimes can be a little off because it's a little country. And he said, no, I heard you. I said, so you're not gonna tell the people to come? No. I said, okay, thank you.
Oh,
Listen, I always have the most embarrassing
I'm
situations.
crying. I'm crying. Oh my
I
God.
have learned, listen, let me tell you something.
you was just in your own little world, huh,
In
Mama?
my own world, girl, let me tell you, after a year and a half of being in Jamaica, I don't even say anything to people no more. Because I be like, I, I think they probably be thinking, she a little off. The elevator don't go all the way to the top or something. Because I'm thinking it's no, you know what I mean? Like what I'm asking is normal, but they be acting like, what?
What you talking about, lady?
Yes. And I mean, I was kind of like taken aback when he was like, I know, I was like, I know sometimes my accent is a little country, so maybe you didn't understand me. He said, I heard you. Oh, okay. I,
Ooh,
you're not
okay.
you're not gonna go and tell the people that he said no. Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Ooh,
Just
okay. Let me ask this question real quick.
yep.
Okay. Is solar power an option? Yes. Yes, solar power is an option. Lots of people use solar power or, getting on a solar power train. But it's here. People are using it. But JPS still has the stronghold right now for the time being. But yes, solar power is an option. And then I'm gonna come back to Miss.
Solar power water heaters.
I'm gonna come back to this question a little bit.
What
Um,
has moving to Jamaica taught you?
yeah,
That
we gonna come back to that, so we don't get thrown off with the.
We have solar power water heaters, so that's one thing. So when you have hot water, it used to be electric, but the new scheme houses, they all have most of them have solar power water heaters, and so it doesn't affect your electricity bill. But the water in the scheme is hot. I don't anyway. Woo! National water
Yeah,
committee.
I've seen people with the solar power panels on their house. You know, I've not seen them um I guess a lot. I haven't seen a lot of houses with the solar power panels. I'm not sure if maybe costs is a factor in that of why you don't see them a lot, but you do see, some houses that do have that solar power panel to
Mm-hmm.
about. But typically, even with the solar power, they still have JPS as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
you know what? You know who do have solar power? And I was like, okay, go.
who?
Pelican Bar.
Oh, out in the water,
Yes,
Floyd's.
yes, Floyd's Pelican Bar. He's
But
solar
that makes sense. He's out there in the water,
here. And I was like, okay, Floyd, you go, boy. Because before they didn't have none.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
nice to see, things like, I'm like, okay, you go, boy. I'm proud
Yeah.
of you, Floyd.
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening, Natalie.
Evening. Thank
Lucky,
you for tuning in.
lucky.
Again, we are the ladies of Black Expats Repats in Jamaica. We help people with the process of returning or relocating to Jamaica. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Turn on the notification bell if you are just now tuning in. And we are talking about the expectations versus realities when living in Jamaica.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna come back to some of y'all's questions. I ain't forgot, but let's keep on with this trend.
Can we talk about housing and
Oh,
look at housing?
Definitely housing.
Okay.
okay.
So the first six, was it 6 years? First 6, 8 years, something like that. When I moved here, I moved in with my husband. So I didn't have to worry about no housing. I just moved in. Hey, we pay
And
property tax once a year.
woo,
And that was it. Didn't have to worry about the thing. But then
yeah.
I decided that it was time for me to go on about my business because that was another expectation versus reality. I didn't know I was supposed to do it. No,
We're gonna talk about that on another platform. We're gonna
That
talk
is for a different
okay.
time.
So I didn't know that was gonna happen. Anyway, I said, all right, let me go on. And people back home, oh, you coming back to the States? I'm like, well, I've been in Jamaica for umpteen years. I can't do that. So I decided to go find my own place. So I'm like, okay, well, how do we do this? What do we do? So I ended up just looking in the local newspaper and I found something in the area and happened to be down the street. Wasn't a problem, wasn't an issue. Okay. I stayed there for about 2 years. I moved again. So by this time it's 2019. I start looking for a place again, right? I couldn't find anything. There's so many people in Montego Bay that I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything. So I finally found where I am now, but I have to move again. When I tell you I got to move again, I can't find anything. I can't find nothing. And it's just like it's no, I don't want to say sense of urgency, but you know how you just call and say, well, they have a viewing and you go in. Some of these people don't answer the phone. Some of them don't work on Friday. They don't work on Saturday. They don't work on Sunday. They get back to you when they feel like it. They don't be having the price of the rent in the paper. They just go by what they feel.
oh man.
They say it's a house and you go it's an apartment with three houses in the yard. All kind of stuff. They say that.
And that's like I'm like, wait, this is like a subdivision. They got all they got all these houses. I'm like, this is not a house.
No, it's not.
They
It
used,
just
they used to make me so upset.
just
And
all
for me, oh, go ahead. Sorry, Mimi.
just all kind of stuff. I'm just like, you know what? When I find a place, I'll find it.
I'm
For
scared.
me
I
coming,
feel
I just thought you go online and you find something. And that is not the case. You really do have to still go and get the newspaper and get it. And you have to be ready to like go see that place right then when you see it.
Which I'm like,
And not only do you have to get the newspaper, be ready to go see it as soon as you see something in the paper that you think you might want. you need to go with the cash in your hand
Mhm.
and be ready to put down the deposit.
Mhm.
Because if not, it'll be gone. And
Mhm.
that's another expectation versus reality. Because in the States, you go online, you find a place or the apartment complex. You go to the office of the apartment complex and you get a viewing of the place, and you decide whether or not you want it, and you have time to decide. Like,
Mhm.
you don't have to make a decision that day. You have
Mhm.
time to decide, and you can always go back and say, well, yes, I definitely want to get it, and you do that.
Mhm.
No, that's not how it works in Jamaica. You try doing that if you want to. You will not have a place to stay. There's a reason why the first 2.5 months that I was in Jamaica, I did Airbnb,
Mhm.
because everywhere I went, they were like, oh, it's already gone. And like you said, Mimi, they don't answer the phone. By the time they answer the phone, the place is already gone.
Mhm.
You're just like, I mean, it was in the paper on Sunday. Today is Monday. How can it be gone?
Yeah, it's
Call back the
gone.
next day. I'll call back the next hour.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
NYC. Yeah, it's rough.
Yes, it's hot. You go. What it go like hot bread?
Yes.
Oh, that
No,
hot bread
like
be
Krispy
good.
Kreme donuts
Wait,
when the
wait,
hot light be on.
wait. Right, right.
Free.
Mhm.
Better get
Mhm.
it while it's hot.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Mhm.
Yes, it's just you. I mean, you have to have a very sound game plan coming here, because there are so many. There's Mr. Links.
Hey.
Hey,
My
yeah, it's
horn.
when you're
I talk without my horn. Wait a minute.
when you're international, you just have to try to be everywhere you can be,
Ooh, check him out. Check him out.
Mr.
Do
Anthony got time for us.
I find myself minimizing myself? No, I don't minimize my stuff. You don't minimize stuff in Jamaica. You buy it and you keep it forever. You don't, I can't minimize. I have so much stuff now from when I started. You buy your things because it's supposed to last. And you fix it until you can't fix it, and then you turn it into something else. You
yeah.
don't waste your money. And so
Mm.
you upcycle, recycle, all kind of cycles. You just cycle.
If you want to purchase rather than rent, how much time do you have to make a decision? Is the market is the market similar to renting?
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Oh yes. 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 You have about the same amount of time. Basically, what in how the culture is, when you do your thing, like you window shop, right? You do whatever you do. But then when you come to purchase whatever you need to purchase, have your money in your hand and everything, or come to do whatever you come do, you come for business and you have your money in your hand and everything, all your everything together. That's what you do. That's how it is here. You
Yeah, you
don't.
have to be ready to do business that day.
Yes.
You can't do the whole, oh well, I'ma just, window shop and see what I like and this and that. It's like you have to be ready to do business on the spot. If you're not ready to do business, don't even look at it. Don't even waste your time looking at it, because your heart may get set on it. Then you want to come back 2-3 days later and it's gone.
Yeah.
Mhm. You just have
So
to do your research, and then like a lot of times, like especially like when it's a new scheme, it'd be a waiting list. It'd be a
Yeah.
this. It'd be a that, because it's how to explain the housing, Kwame, the housing situation, because I can't even explain it.
All right. Well, it's interesting. Interestingly, it's getting more difficult for to purchase. Well, someone like Kingston, 'cause Kingston, the urban area, costs have skyrocketed, and even in terms of renting, it's more difficult now for long-term renting because a lot of people are Airbnb. But it is a complex environment because on one hand, landlords can't get reliable tenants, and on the other hand, landlords have to be looking out for themselves. So in Kingston, in particular, it is tough in terms of finding somewhere that is affordable. You know, it's like Kingston, like any major city, really, like New York or London. To tell you the
Mm-hmm.
truth, and I mean it's a same sort of scenario. Outside of Kingston, though, you probably can find something much more in price ranges and in terms of, especially like in terms of renting. But again, it's talking about depending on where one works and how they work, commuting to work and that kind of thing. In terms of buying property, again, Kingston is very expensive, but outside of Kingston, you'll find much more affordable places to purchase. Gated communities, of course, are the fashion. A lot of people like that, but I also think that people should be looking at refurbishing old properties because there's a lot available, even in Kingston. Funny enough, it's just a matter of finding them and then refurbishing them and to what how somebody likes them, right? So I think that market in particular is a growing market because a lot of people are buying older homes and refurbishing them, even outside of Kingston,
Mm-hmm.
because like to purchase a brand new one is expensive and to build is expensive. So
Mm-hmm.
refurbishing is the next best option.
Mm-hmm. You see, the problem that we have up here on the North Coast, right, is first of all, it's Airbnb territory.
Yes, it is.
And then Montego Bay is the third largest populated area, different from Kingston and St. Catherine. So we have like 200, about 200,000 people up here. Then, but it also is the smallest, one of the smaller in areas.
Mm,
Then, on top of that, we have all the hotel workers.
mm,
So they're all from Negril,
yeah,
from Sav, Negril, coming all the way back down to Trelawney,
yeah,
down through St. Anne.
yeah,
So that's that. So we're impacted by that too.
yeah. Finite.
Yeah.
Mm,
So so sometimes I mean it could be a nightmare, but I don't know.
You just
yeah,
kind of roll with it.
Yeah, you
yeah,
just literally have your things in place, and you have to just have patience and just continue and don't get discouraged and reach out as much as you can
yes,
and cover all avenues.
yeah,
So also we do offer consultations in various areas. If you listen, if you need somebody to guide you and hold your hand through the housing process,
Hmm.
um, please reach out to one of us. It does not have to be this like oblivious process. Get with one of us, chat with one of us, and we'll see how we can help. I'm also proud about the approach the housing situation again. So I'm like, oh gosh. So
Hmm.
I'm trying to mentally prepare myself, but also like distract myself at the same time. So yeah, we'll see. So that's expectations versus reality for the housing. Did we miss any other points? But yeah, I used to get so mad when they would advertise something as a house, and then when I go and I see it's a whole doggone uh apartment complex in the house. Like this is not what y'all said it was. Yeah, it used to make me so mad because I done spent my little money trying to take a taxi over there to see you. One time I was slipping and sliding all in the mud. I had, y'all remember when I was I was covered in mud trying to because I slipped and fell in the mud trying to go look at some places in Portmore.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Mm-mm.
man, anyways, yeah. So those are some of the expectations versus the reality when written, and don't let them catch a vibe on you either that they don't like. You can wrap it up because you ain't getting it.
No, no, they
Oh,
can figure it
spirit
out.
don't take you. You can hang it up. Just
Yeah,
move on.
just go. And sometimes I don't know. Sometimes your spirit don't take them either, and you be like, you know what? I didn't want your place anyway. Go and go give it to somebody else. Something not right about you.
Because I was staying in Duhaney Park, but I moved from over there because um, it was I had a situation with somebody that came like to like behind the back door where I was staying, so I had like immediately left. But it's like the landlord when I'm like shopping around for certain places, they ask, why did you just suddenly leave there? They think something going on, and it's like they think you dangerous. And I'm like, dang, I can't win for losing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to ensure my safety, and you up here trying to. They was sitting on it too. They was not gonna let me. We friends now, we cool, but child, they had all kinds of questions when I first came. What would you? Why are you in such a hurry? To get over here? I was like, I couldn't stay there. That's it. So like, you think about it. You gotta go. You going for a job interview. You got.
Hold on. And then not to mention when you're a single person or you by yourself, they be looking at you like, where the rest of your family at? You don't have no kids. Are you sure about that? So they be looking at you crazy
They
because
do.
yeah. So
They
especially
will
when
ask you 50, 11 times, you sure it's nobody else with you? No, it's just me.
why you need so much space? You sure?
Yes, that's the other one. Well, why do you need this? Because
I'm
what
like,
do I want?
the only option like that I could get access to, like
Yeah.
parks. Yes, I was over there in the Duhaney parks.
Mm-hmm.
I
Just
sure.
say you brave.
Sometimes you have to be brave.
Yeah.
For me,
But I was gonna say, sorry to cut you. I said doing the park wasn't bad back in the day. Doing the park was a nice middle class era, and I mean it's a really nice. They used to call doing the park Girl City, call pure girl along there. I tell you, yeah man, cheer
watch him. Watch him.
Oh God.
yeah man, doing the
His
park.
patois came all the way out.
So I used to travel from Malines Road further up, like about a mile or so, and just to go up to the park. I tell you, it was a nice place at one time, but it has gone. Yeah, parts side aren't too nice nowadays. But Dwayne Park was a nice place at one time. Dwayne Park, Patrick City, Pembroke Hall, all those areas, Corfield Gardens, they were really, yeah, even New Haven, which is at the bottom of Dwayne Park, were really nice places at one stage, But as with anything, they have gone the other way, unfortunately.
Listen to me. Where I grew up at in the U.S. and then I came over here to live in the ghetto. At least it was green. That's all I have to say, and it looks 5,000 times better from where I grew up. So I mean, sometimes you
Ghetto and all this stuff. That stuff is relative. Like
right. It is relative. It is relative.
So, because I know people be like, I'm so surprised you still over there in Jamaica. I'm like, what are you surprised about? Like, why are you shocked? What do you mean?
Because
I'm
it's
good. I'm great. I'm fantastic.
right. I mean, it's all relative. I mean, but I guess it's your upbringing and what you're exposed to. So,
Yeah. And then over the other side, Mocha is Washington Gardens. Now Washington Gardens is not bad. So if you had said Washington Gardens, then that has a much more, you know what I mean? Yeah, Washington Gardens is kind of just a little bit above doing the park.
Duhaney Park. I was right across from them. What's them apartments where they got like the is it
All
tree?
right, that was you done by what's it called? Is it what do they call it again? I'm not doing the Park Avenue. Why them again? Oh gosh,
What's the what do they call them? It's like the trailer, not trailer, but it's like a container, like a container.
Yeah, I know you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winter Drive. That's off. It's further on off of Winter Drive.
Yeah. I do miss the mangoes out that tree that was in my yard, though. I do miss that, but yeah.
When I tell you, the fruit tree.
Kwame, that's the same over. That's the same over here. That's the same. That's the same over here. It's like where I lived at in Grenville was the front, and then back in the nice area was Pitford. So if I say I'm from Pitford, different thing.
Yeah. I know. I remember, like I said, one time, mobile. Like Iron Shore. I know the elements part of Iron Shore. For example, like South Spring Road, because I know South Spring Road very well, because I used to work. I used to do some work over Flankers. So I know. Yeah, there's parts of mobile outside of that. Yeah, man. Yeah, they have, and funny enough, people they were returning residents who were building houses up by South Spring Road, and I was shocked at that because South Spring always had a reputation of what it is, back then, but it was worse than what it is now.
But see, right off of South Spring Road is one community called Montego Heights.
Yeah.
And so there we go, Montego Heights, and it's nothing but returning residents in these big old houses, and then right down on the road is South Spring Road. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah. I have a friend actually has a wine bar thing up at the top of South Spring Road called Metro. He's a returning resident. Yeah.
So as we talk about these things, and because I know it's like sometimes we'll get comments, and people are concerned with the crime, and they are reluctant to come back to Jamaica because of the crime. So we're not being dismissive of crime and things like that, but we are going to have those conversations at some point on our channel. So make sure you subscribe again.
Yeah, try to get a law enforcement officer to come on.
Yeah. So we're going to be having those conversations. So make sure y'all tune in. And again, this is not being dismissive. We're just, again, giving our expectations versus reality.
Yeah.
While living and being here.
Yeah. And I think, and that's the thing, because it's funny, because when I was outside of Jamaica, I heard everything that happened in Jamaica. Even a pin drop, I would hear that something happened in Jamaica. It's like, oh my God, But then obviously I know the reality because I grew up in it, right, to a great extent. And you realize that you have to be on the ground to see the reality, as you said, to see the reality and understand that reality. And I guess where you guys are coming from, you say, but wait a minute, what am I talking about? I mean, it's like, it's just, and funny enough, I heard something today, even though we're not talking about it. I heard something about Haiti, for example, and Haiti has had about 500 and that deaths from the year started. I mean, yeah, exactly. 500 and that murders from the year start, Haiti has had. And we can understand that. Some people don't want to compare Jamaica to Haiti, and I keep saying, no, we're nowhere near what Haiti has. Nowhere near where Haiti is. But like I said, that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, so Rick said back in the 70s, only well-to-do could live in the community of Washington Boulevard.
That's correct. Especially below Malines Road. Up the other side of Malines Road, now you have the Zadie Gardens, the Pleasantonvilles, and that is much now you're moving towards uptown. So and Tree Oaks, so you don't have that. Yeah, which is true, and that's correct. It is that has always been the case though. Below Malines Road, that has deteriorated to a great extent. Where above Malines Road, it's not as bad as below. But yeah, back in them days, the 70s, it was man, them 70s, 80s, 90s, it's nice. It is nice.
Yeah, what was it? I post like every year. So there was these let me see if I can find it. When Martin Luther King came to Jamaica, and he felt. Let me find it. Y'all go and chat, and I'm see if I can find that article.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, child, we are good out here. I'm just fine. Sorry, Martin Luther King. Jamaica. Let me find the article. Okay.
People always think, I'm like, no, I'm good. Like it took them a while to realize and understand that I was not coming back. That I actually just lived here. I was staying here under any circumstances that I was going to be here. And so now they finally accepted it after a decade.
Yeah. You had a question, Claire. It's about visiting downtown from Rick.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to answer it towards the end. So just make sure we cover all the expectations versus reality stuff, and then I'll answer those type of questions. But let me see. Let's Manifest said I would rather take my chances regarding crime in Jamaica, US, and I live in DC. Girl, that's what you're talking about. I'll be like, child, do y'all know what be going on over there? I didn't skip your earlier question. I'm coming back to it. So we're gonna stay on this particular topic, and then we're gonna go to those other questions. But Um, yeah, I was gonna try to find. Let me see. I'm just gonna show. I'm just gonna show some random pictures, y'all. Sorry, this is not really organized,
Mm-hmm.
but Martin Luther King was out here. Look, just floating. Look at him, happy, just floating in the water. Look at him and Coretta out there. 10 things to know about the visit Dharma. Let's read this article. Let's look at this. 10 things to know about the visit of Dr. Martin Luther King. So I know we way off topic, but yeah. So you'll see. You can read this article. You'll see him out here. Just chilling, laying up. He said, "In Jamaica, I feel free. I feel like a human being." So yeah. I'm with everybody else. I would much rather. I'll take Jamaica any day. Over.
Mm-mm.
Like that's I'll take it any day. But yeah, expectations versus reality. Um, are we good? So what about some of the tropes that people have about Jamaica, or I want to say stereotypes maybe, but like what are some of the ideas that people expect when they come to Jamaica versus reality?
I
Um,
think they expect to I think that I think that there is a euphoria that happens, especially for people that come to visit a lot, and then they say, "Oh, I could live here," and then they come and they try to live here, and then immediately that euphoria dissipates because it's like
Mm-hmm.
whatever you think it is when you're visiting, it's not that. It's not that. I mean, yes, you are surrounded by a beautiful landscape, um, very kind-hearted, warm, welcoming people, but when you have to take care of business, especially if you don't have a car, you go ahead on and just mark out 4 hours of your day.
Mm-hmm.
Just mark off 4 hours of your day to be able to do things that typically you would call simple in the states you would call it a very simple thing, but it just takes a little bit more work here.
Mm-hmm.
It takes more time here.
and I
So
think it's improving. Like since I've been here, even up to now, I see, them start to enact processes and stuff like that. Sometimes, maybe the technology, wasn't there or, but I think, again, as technology and stuff improves, like they'll
yeah,
be integrating and going into different systems. But
it just takes time, and I mean, I do believe that it'll things will get better. I know that it'll get better, and they will be like simple things. But for right now, if you are thinking about moving to the U.S. and you've been here to visit, just don't compare. Don't even think that it's going to be anything like your visits.
I I I think like something else that people have these expectations of is in Jamaica we do seasonal. So if it's in season, you're gonna have it in abundance. If it's not in season, you're not getting that. And if you do, you don't want it. We trying to figure out where it came from. And so people have a tendency to think, well, hey, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. And if you didn't went to 2 stores, 3 stores, and you can't find what you find it, you're not gonna find it.
Which is actually a good thing, right? Because then at
Right.
least you know that the ground gets the chance to replenish itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are no GMOs and
Uh-huh.
steroids being shot up in the food to make it grow out of season. Because
Right.
I did that. I had that experience too because I was like, oh, I want pear, aka avocado. I want pear. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, no, this is not the season. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, huh?
What you mean? What you mean?
I like I need to know what stuff is in season because you just be going about your little time, little seasonal time frames, and next thing you
Mhm.
know, you can't find it. Because I was remember when I was like, I'm just thinking mangoes are in abundance, right? And then one day I turn around, they gone. I'm like, what the world?
Now, see, I did know that about now. Why I didn't put two and two together, I have no idea. But I did know that about mangoes growing up in South Florida. You know that there's a season for it. But for whatever reason, in my head, I could get avocados year round. Because I could get pear year round. I mean, and they like, no, it is not in season. You're not gonna find no pears. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But you just some things you just don't think about it. Watermelon. You like, I'm gonna be able someday during the season, you see the people all lined up around on the road. Everybody got watermelon, and then all of a sudden you don't see them no more.
And it's funny because you can act like Aki. You ask somebody, any Aki around? No, Aki's scarce, and you be like, all right, okay. So then but if you see it in a restaurant, it's Aki somewhere. Aki. You can go find you Aki in abundance, and it's funny because once it come in the season, it's in abundance. You non-stop eating of whatever it is that you want it to be in season. It's in abundance. It's everywhere. Everybody got some. People calling you up, talking about, come get some of this off my tree. Come take some.
Yeah.
I have too much. The people in the market giving you brata, and you be like, all right, thanks, because it's just so much. It's just abundance.
Yes.
Definitely have to get used to seasonal eating.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when I come back, when I was abroad, I came back, and I said, Aki in the UK, it's expensive. It's like nearly £7-8 a tin, right? That's probably about, I don't know, maybe $10, probably about $10 or something like that. $9-10. And so I said I had Aki dropping out the tree, I drop out of the tree. I got so much of it. I called my people in the UK. I said, listen, man, I've got Aki, you want to come for some Aki? Come out, Aki, I drop out of the tree. And they can't buy Aki over there. But you're right, it's the food is seasonal, but if you go to the source, like you said, Aish, and if you go to the source rather than go to the market, that's when you can get a hold of brata. You know what I mean? Because there's farms all over the place where you can actually get fresh food and organic food. Because there's an organic farm that I support. It's kind of growth and everything else. And I said, and you can get food everywhere, really. And that's one thing, because like you said, the UK, because of the politics and everything else, there's a run where they were actually rationing food, earlier this year. So people couldn't get fresh food. Yeah, I believe that. In the UK, a developed country, that they couldn't get fresh food. So they were rationing the food that people could get. So people used to go with their family, and they didn't know each other because they had to buy in bulk, right? So one person could only get like two whatever, and you have your family, everybody get two. But the fact of the matter is that they're rationing food. And I said, when I saw that happen during the pandemic years, I said, can you imagine if it reaches a point where they're actually rationing food? And that's what happened this year. Yeah, they're actually rationing food, and the food is not fresh anyway. You know what I mean? So, but so here the food is so abundant. You don't pay for it as much as they pay for it abroad. And you eat healthier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I got two things. I just thought about it. Why didn't nobody tell me about the corner stores? Oh, first of all, I had ran out of eggs. And so my neighbor was like, oh, you can go down the street to so-and-so's, little store, little shop and get some eggs. I go in there, I'm looking. Like, I don't see no eggs. So then I asked the lady behind the counter, I was like, you got eggs? And she was like, yeah. How many do you want? Huh? I told you I had the most embarrassing situation. She said, how many do you want? I said, well, don't they come a dozen? She was like, but you don't have to get a dozen. Okay, so half dozen? She was like, you don't have to get half dozen. Wait a minute. Wait. You mean to tell me I could come in here and just buy 3 eggs if I want to? She was like, yes. Oh, okay. But I still want a dozen eggs. I was in so much shock. Then, I saw somebody pay on credit. I said, wait, what is this?
It's just
What? And so once the person left, I'm telling you, I I stopped asking questions, y'all. I At first when I first got here, I used to ask questions. I'm telling you, I think that people used to think that the elevator didn't go all the way to the top with me because I would just be asking crazy questions.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
said, so you could buy stuff on credit, and the lady was like, yeah, if I know you, then if you don't have money, you just come in, shop, get what you need, and then when you get the money, you pay it back.
Mhm.
I said, I like that concept. I really
Mhm.
do. I
Mhm.
really do.
Mhm.
It just blew my mind
Wow.
because where in America you going in the store and you telling them I don't have no money, but I'll come and pay you when I get some money.
Mhm.
You're not leaving that store with those people merchandise.
No.
No,
No.
not leaving.
Mm-mm.
Mr. Flint says, "What fruits and foods were new to you that you now have added to your diet?" I guess
Jamaican apple.
everything.
Callaloo.
Well, I ate callaloo in the States.
I didn't,
Yeah, yeah.
because it was
Jamaican
only
apple was new for me.
in a tin by me, and I don't do tin food, so
Well,
I.
everything was good to me. Yeah, I eat saltfish, fried dumpling, festivals, all everything.
Yeah, it wasn't too much that was new to me because my kid's dad is Jamaican, so he cooked, and so him and his family we always had Jamaican food. So that the only thing was the Jamaican apple.
Jamaican apple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the I eat it apple.
Mm.
yeah, I would say
Mm.
that's the only thing. I never liked ackee. I'm a texture person, and I don't like the texture of ackee. Something about the texture of it I can't do.
Mm.
But
Ooh.
yeah.
Not Jamaica's national dish. You don't like?
Girl, no, I don't. I can't. I mean, if it got ackee in it, you could go ahead on and count me out. I'm gonna pass that plate right on back to you and be like, "Thank you, but no, thank you."
So
Yeah.
he scrambled egg.
I do eat scrambled eggs. However, listen. But the way that I like my eggs, though, my
Mhm.
eggs have to be fried very, very hard. Like it got to have a little bit of a crunch to it, almost
Okay.
burnt.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
brown. My eggs got to be brown. That's why I don't order scrambled eggs. I don't order eggs out anywhere at any restaurant because
Mhm.
9 times out of 10 they're not gonna make it brown to have that little crunch to it.
Mhm.
So I
Okay.
Yeah,
don't.
the first time I had ackee was on Air Jamaica.
And you fell in
Woo.
love with it.
Oh yes. I was on my way.
See,
I think it was one time I was. Oh, June Plum, boy, me and June Plum.
me and
Oh,
June Plum been
boy.
friends a long time. Me and June
I
Plum been
love,
friends a long time.
I
Okay.
love June Plum. I love
Yes.
mine with some pepper. I
Hmm.
like mine with some pepper, and I don't. The right ones is okay, but the green ones is my favorite with a little bit of salt and some pepper.
I like them green too. Oh, look, even Kaden don't like she don't like pepper either.
That ain't catered.
See, I like that. See, I love saltfish, but I can't
Mhm.
do the ackee. Me and Kaden, me and you, we rocking. We rocking. We rocking. Olivia say she obsessed with
Bread,
ackee. Oh,
bread
you go
fruit,
ahead.
yes.
Oh yeah, breadfruit. I don't like breadfruit. I like boiling breadfruit. I don't like roast and fried breadfruit.
I
I would
love roast and
say
fried.
that
Fried is my best. Is the one that I
Mhm.
like the best though for breadfruit.
I
I
was
like my
fascinated with
boiling.
breadfruit. Like I was just so amazed at this thing. I was like, "Oh my god, what is this?" I was like, "It's actually
Breadfruit.
bread, but it grow on a tree." And then I was like, "Dang!" I started doing like, what kind of? And then I fried it. I was like, "This thing tastes like potato when it's fried." I was like, I made breadfruit fries. I made little chip. I shaved it, made like little breadfruit chips. I was so enamored with bread because I had never seen it before in my life. I was like, what's this big green thing?
Mhm.
This big round green
Yeah,
thing.
Mhm.
And
I got
then
I remember when my the first time I had it, my kid's dad had came back to Jamaica and then he came back to the US. He brought it. He had them in wrapped up in aluminum foil in his suitcase. He was like, "What is this green thing you don't smuggled into the country?" He was like, "It's breadfruit." He was like, "Watch, you gonna like it." And just from looking at it, I was like, I was like, "Is it gonna turn yellow? Like, is it gonna ripen?" He was like, "No, girl." I'm like, but when he roasted it, and he roasted one and then fried the other one. Ooh, my God! When I tell you,
Mm-mm.
I was like, "Can you go back next week and get some more?"
I was shocked when I first experienced bread because I had never in my life I ain't never heard of it, nothing. And then I was like, "What is?" And then fried.
You sprinkle salt on it.
Yeah, I put a little seasoning salt on mine.
And some
Mhm.
butter.
I didn't put
Some
no,
butter.
but I would put pear on it or whatever. How to be eating it? I didn't know. I never knew. I never knew. I was I was
Mhm.
I was yeah, I was floored. I'm gonna do some more. I made some breadfruit flour. I was
I
like,
Mhm.
saw that video when you made that.
I was like doing all kinds of stuff with breadfruit. I was
Mhm.
like, this is amazing.
Mhm. Breadfruit.
Yes, yes. So
uh,
Rick
I guess
said,
that's why Ding Dong had to make a whole song about breadfruit. Huh?
"Who
Yeah.
did?"
Ding Dong. Remember?
Oh,
Yeah, his breadfruit song.
That's right. There's a dance to it, yeah.
Yes, even a dance.
Lord.
Mm.
Rick said, "What Jamaican dishes do y'all cook that you're good at? That you which Jamaican dishes do you think that you're good at cooking?" I don't cook. I that time has passed for me. I hire people. I outsource. I contribute to Jamaica's economy by outsourcing the cooking to somebody else. I'm not. I'm not cooking nothing, but I
When I,
will eat.
I think when I cooked or when I did cook, my favorite thing to cook is what you call that, brown stew chicken.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
I cook everything. I cook everything. But then
Mhm.
I was raised in
You
Jamaica,
cook it
so
all, Kwame?
yeah. I can cook everything.
I like the Ackee and saltfish. I like cooking it, but it's like be taking too long. Gotta pluck the little stuff and all that. I'm like, I gotta reserve the day to make this. And
Mhm.
okay, so if we are done with the Jamaican expectations versus reality, all right, we can go into some of the other questions that we have from people. All
Okay.
right. So let's manifest says, do you have a number of retail areas to purchase from? Or do you primarily purchase online?
Ooh.
Um, it
Well, it
depends.
depends. It depends on what
Mhm.
you're buying. Depends on what you're
Mhm.
buying. Really. But like I
Mhm.
said earlier, I get stuff from a farm that I support, so that is organic food or a farm food. But I do also go to a farmer's market in
Mhm.
terms of buying fresh produce. In terms of other stuff like I'll get, I mean, sugar and stuff like that, I'll go to the supermarket. And it depends on which supermarket. I have different levels of supermarket. Like Tanzania said, you can go to the corner and get a cup of sugar. For example, a cup
You can do a
you
toothpick sugar.
all right, all right, I told a toothpaste. All right, or you can go.
You gonna ask for one single light bulb,
Yes.
Yes,
and salt.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. So,
You
or
can
you can go to
go and just get a
supermarket.
little, just get a little. You don't even have to buy a whole bag of rice. You could just
No,
get you a little bag of rice
yeah,
from the
you can get
corner
a burger
store.
rice.
I used to buy 3 Pampers.
See,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, so it just depends on what way you want to purchase stuff. You can, so for example, you may run out of, I don't know, look at sugar, and you can go down and get a cup of sugar to buy if you're not ready to go to the supermarket, for
Right.
Mm.
example. So it's all dependent on where one wants to go, and it depends again on where you live.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
speaking of retail, um, that was definitely a reality slap for me. Like I don't know. I was I was thinking that there will be malls, like there are malls in the States where you can actually go and buy clothes. Like you go to the mall, you go to this store, you buy shoes, you buy clothes. No, ma'am. You won't. No, ma'am. You won't. There are no retail shops like that. I mean, you do have boutiques and things where you can purchase clothing, but if you're expecting a mall where everything is in one location and you can get everything, no. You got to take your time and go to different stores and see what they have.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, there's no covered. Well, there's Sovereign Mall in Kingston again, an urban area. We do have Sovereign Mall, for example.
Yeah.
So you do have a plaza of malls.
Yeah, you have a
right. It's a right, the plaza.
Yeah,
We have plazas in Montego Bay too.
yeah, and it might be too, right? That's right. Yeah,
Mandeville as well.
It's
Mandeville
plazas
as
here.
well.
and Mandeville. Yeah, yeah. So
Mhm.
I know it's plazas in Mandeville, but I didn't know it was plazas here in Montego Bay.
yeah,
Yes, girl.
yeah.
Girl, I got to show you.
You gotta come and take me around since I'm new in the city.
All right.
So I'm used to the country.
Yeah. So you don't but you don't have like I said, Sovereign Mall is probably the only mall that's actually covered as a mall in Kingston. Everything else is tend to be open and you can walk from like the plazas.
Okay.
I have a tendency because I'm have ample body. I usually buy my clothes on Amazon or Shein or whatever from those sites, and then have them shipped over through a service because I can't do that whole. I got your size, and it's not my. I can't squeeze into it. I'm
That's
sorry.
another expectation versus reality.
There's not enough spandex in that for me to squeeze around that. Now I'm all right.
What was the first impression you visited downtown? Do I remember my first time going downtown? What was I doing? I don't know. I've always thought, "Ooh, this is nice" or something. I don't know. My first time going downtown, I think. Well, now they have like all this beautiful artwork and stuff down there now, and it's always I like going looking at the pier and stuff like that. So,
that's good.
if you mean downtown, like in the where they have like the shops and stuff like that,
That's what I think you mean. At the market.
oh,
That's what I think you mean.
experience. I had somebody go with me. I had somebody, showing me around when I first came to Kingston. I had like a little guidance. And he would take me out and about to some of the different shops and areas, but I was just, engulfed, and I was like curious, and I was like, I was excited. I was like, I get to go. Let me see what's going on. Every time I'm like, let me see what's happening over here. Every time I go somewhere, let me see what the folks be doing. And so, yeah, and then I would start going by myself. Not too much though, but I'll start going by myself.
The downtown is well.
I was so proud because I was shopping for furniture downtown by myself.
Okay.
They didn't know the wiser. They thought I was Jamaican. They didn't. When I pulled out that car, they was like, "You're foreign." I was like, "Yeah." The price either. The price is the price, brother. Don't try and change it.
You know the first time I went to downtown Kingston? I went to Pasa Pasa. That's the first time I went to downtown Kingston. I took the coastal bus from Montego Bay, and I went to downtown Kingston to go to Pasa Pasa here. That's the first time I went down there by myself here.
Okay.
My impression, I was like, I enjoyed myself, and so I kept going every Wednesday. I was on that bus coming down to West Kingston and come party.
Yeah, man. And it's interesting because Rick asked a question here about it didn't crowd scary, but the thing is about as you probably come out, you don't the flashy, you don't show stuff, you don't so people you don't make yourself a target and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
I had listen to me. I had gold on my fingers, gold up my hand. I had gold teeth, gold. They thought I was some Don's girlfriend.
You can't get through with it. But normally it's normally like if it's a daily thing, and especially the other part of downtown and not the waterfront.
Right.
It's being developed. then
Mm-hmm.
you have to be aware in terms of how you carry your bag and all that thing there. But downtown, downtown hasn't changed for decades. It's the same way from
Mm-hmm.
pre-independence. The part downtown has been the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
When I'm downtown and I used to walk around just any I want to say town downtown any town inside the town area like the town square down in the town, my phone stay in my pocket.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
I'm walking around, I turn the ringer on vibrate and I don't pull it out until
Yeah,
I get into a store or somewhere like that.
exactly,
But
exactly.
walking up and down around,
No. But one thing I would say about downtown, it's vibrant. It's vibrant.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
You can get
very much so.
the most jokes you can get it from downtown.
Mm-hmm,
And it's very vibrant, very alive.
For me,
mm-hmm,
like that's how you learn. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I like going because that's how I get to learn and experience, get more like just familiar, like things and how they go on. But yeah, I go down there, sometimes by myself, but not too much because it's just like too out the way and I don't feel like it. But like when I need to go down there, I'll go.
mm-hmm.
I'll be out all by myself. I get my little shopping bags.
Oh wait, and also remember you can always see the latest trends. If you're into fashion, you can always see the latest trends.
Yeah.
My favorite word to hear is "what buy what." I mean, yes, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I tend to go to Coronation Market. I like going Coronation Market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could get your stuff cheap.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
Coronation Market is like I said, downtown. And downtown is downtown. But the redeveloping part of it still. Not all of it, because I can't do all of it. I just think the front part I
Mhm.
personally.
Rick
Uh,
said, I guess Tansy hasn't been yet. No, I haven't been yet. I've been in the country the past 2 years. I just moved to Mobay, so I haven't been yet.
okay, Brooke Ashley. Hopefully you still here. Sorry. What has moving to Jamaica taught you, ladies? Oh wow.
That I could do anything I put my mind to.
Mm.
That's
Child,
what they put
we
me
are,
to.
we are limitless now.
Right.
I
Right.
I literally can't do anything. Like honestly, that I
Mhm.
feel like doing. Um, and I know you typically hear like the stuff about Jamaica teaches you patience with stuff, but I think what people don't understand, like you get the chance to actually like rest and nurture your creativity and things like that out here, and
Yeah.
so now that I'm living here and I can see, how, Jamaicans, they come to the US, they have all this, energy and they have all this creativity and things like that because that was nurtured. They had the space to do that. They had the capacity to do that.
Mm.
Whereas we, from the jump, we, do that, la, la, la. You straight on that path to, being a little cheap or something, whatever you want to call it. So, now I just see, you get to experience that freedom. You get to just be and you get to nurture the things that you want to nurture. Like I literally just built a social media network. Like,
Mhm.
how in the hell would that happen?
Mhm.
Had I not, like, I'm still like, it's like you get to do stuff like that. Like, wow. Like, who would have thought? How would that would have never happened had I not
Mhm.
here, had I not, just got the experiences that I got, and now to make it possible for, others, you get to do so much. And it's like now I'm trying to think, oh, what we gonna do next? Because I'm
Mhm.
excited, I got the energy and the creativity and all this stuff, this opportunity to flow. Um, that's all I'm good. Y'all ain't gonna ever bad mouth, Jamaica to me. Like I really don't, I don't want to say I don't be caring, but I don't be trying to hear all that. Like, listen, Jamaica been good to me for the
Mhm.
most part. We like this. We locked in. So
Mhm.
yeah, I
For
could.
me, it I think it also teaches you how to put things into perspective
Yeah.
and to really decide what's important,
Yeah.
right? Because I know for myself, a lot of things that I used to think was important living in the States, I don't know, Jamaica just does something to you to where you be like, okay, whatever. Like, I mean, it is what it is, and that's that, and you move on, right?
It
and
humbles you.
realize that the things that used to have you stressed out, worked up,
Yeah,
like those things really don't matter at the end of the day. They
yeah,
just really, really don't. And I
Oh,
fully now understand why a lot of people in Jamaica, most of the Jamaicans are very laid back,
yeah,
right? Because it's just like, why you worrying over something like that? Like it's not the end of the world. Like that thing is truly not the end of the world. That
Mm-hmm.
thing truly will not impact you the way that you think it does. And
Mm-mm.
yeah. True.
it for me too, it also like being here in Jamaica has also taught me um how to quickly problem solve, right? You
Mm-hmm.
just be like you truly become like a problem solver. So in a sense it is like you feel limitless because you like, okay, so it's got to be another option. And you find options.
right,
And if you can't
Yeah,
find them, you create them, right?
right,
Right, right,
You
right.
create them.
Mm-hmm.
And you just get to understand like why Jamaican people are the way that they are. They're very creative. They can basically do any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And being here really teaches you that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm coming back to this. Okay.
Karen. Hmm.
Carol said, I'm so impressed with you all. I'm a repat planning on moving back soon, so this is helpful. Hey, poo, poo, poo. That's
Ooh,
amazing.
ooh.
Congratulations, Carol. Come on back.
Come on back
Yeah.
to the yard. All
Come
right.
on back.
And make sure you join our community in the process. So you have, cause we have a lot of repats in our community. Mr. McPherson is a repat from the UK.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's and then we have the do's and don'ts of reselling in Jamaica. That's a book that we have available for purchase. It's not expensive. It's an ebook and a paperback. Literally everything you need there for your move, whether you are a repat or an expat, you need to grab that book if you are thinking about coming back to Jamaica. All right, and I'm sure once this video is over, the link will be somewhere in the description. But get that book. And again, because some, repats or returnees, they are reluctant, they worry about the crime and stuff like that. This book addresses that and tells you, what are the steps and what are the things you can do to, not to reduce those things that would, prevent you or scare you from coming
Mm-hmm.
back and living your life in Jamaica. Because I want my folks to come back to they come claim your land, okay? Come reclaim it, okay?
yeah,
Um, that is what I would love to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All
yeah.
right. So,
And to add to that, to Caris, is that a lot of people tend to complain about other people who come here. You know what I mean? And we know who those are. So the thing is, it doesn't make sense complaining because we have it. It's ours really. It's a matter that we need to claim it, right? Like you said. So yeah, whether an expert or repat, there's an opportunity. No, I think because Jamaica in the next 5 years, Jamaica will not look the same. I don't think. Now is a good time. Now is a good time because there's a momentum of people who are looking to make that journey. Because like I said again, I know about the UK. The UK is in the dire straits. It's a sinking ship, and people are looking somewhere else to go out. And those in the UK tend to have that relationship with Jamaica until the heritage, or even
Mm-hmm.
the people who are left there and got to the States. But the opportunities of coming back and capitalizing, like you said, Paris, on the creativity to build something. Because the success stories that I know of people who've come back, and then at the retirees, there are people who are younger people and have built something based on their creativity and entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
So there's an opportunity too, for people to do that.
Yeah.
And there's so many success stories, but a lot of that we don't hear. We hear all the negative stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
bring all of that knowledge that you've
Yeah,
acquired in that other country, bring it back to your land. Bring it back, here to Jamaica. Don't just keep all that knowledge and build up another country that's
yeah,
not your country. Come back and build up your country.
Mm-hmm.
definitely,
You know what I mean? So
Don't be
definitely.
jealous,
come
man.
back.
Just don't be jealous. Just be
Find
like,
a way.
okay, come
Come
back.
join us, Patrick. Come
Find a
on.
way.
Perfect. There is no need to be jealous. Just come back. Just come back. Just
I'll find a way.
Just find a way to come on back.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this question from Jay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How have you all been able to support yourselves? Do you all work remotely and or receive USD income?
Yeah.
So who wants to start with that one?
Seriously, go.
All right, so I started my journey. I was teaching English online. I started doing it before I came out here. So that was how I was supporting myself initially. When I first came out here, I was teaching English online. I did that for, I want to say, over a year, maybe almost 2 years. I then got a position working with Stephanie Perry, who's a popular YouTuber. And she focuses on this type of work, getting up out of there, or just cultivating the life that you desire, right? So that's who I work with now. I work remotely. I will probably remain remote, and I have like my own business ventures and stuff that I do, or setting up and all of that. So fully remote, fully online. If you want to grab my Move Abroad starter kit, you'll probably, I have like resources available to help you again with that process. If you don't have online skills, get some. Just
Mm,
just foolproof yourself so you can have anything that you need to support yourself fully remotely. If you want to move out here, because if you watch our previous videos, the likelihood of getting a job is probably not gonna be in your best interest if you're coming out here. The pay probably won't be the same as what you're used to, and then you don't want to come taking opportunities from people who are probably more so in need of them if you have the opportunity to earn income online. So, um, yes, or come we have businesses registered out here, so you kind of have to you're gonna have to figure it out. But I'm saying that's what you will allot yourself the opportunity to figure it out, because I had no idea what I was
mm,
going to be doing, but I knew I was going to figure it out along the way. And then it's even more better, we have that support system here, like these people have been for us and for others. So it just, again, you have so much more leverage now than you probably would
yes.
when Mimi first started coming out here. Where you have so much more resources and opportunity, and people
Mhm.
now. So that's what I do. But I'm pretty sure they'll go into details about what they do.
Yeah, I again, like Clarice, but I work internationally, so I have a book coaching. I'm a book coach, book mentor, ghostwriter, as well as other things that I do online. So I was able to transfer what I was doing in the UK back to Jamaica, and that's what I do here, and I do it locally too. So I don't exclude in terms of who I service. But for sure, the technology has enabled us to create a business anywhere in the world. But in saying that, even though I'm able to do that, I know, like I said, I know success stories of people who have come to Jamaica and created for themselves. So, for example, there's someone who came from the UK about 3 years ago, and I think he came because his father passed away. He didn't know what he's going to do, but within 3 years, he's able to create a clothing line, a clothing brand, and he dropped in. He just loves doing clothing, and Clarice touched on earlier about creativity. So he's now dropped into something that he loved doing, and now people like Layla Ike and Coffee are wearing his brand. So and he came from the UK, and he's only been here like 3 years. So, and there's someone else I know who's come back and actually been able to create again based on their own creativity. And somebody I know who's a DJ who came back to Jamaica, was invited back to Jamaica to as a DJ, a female DJ, not many of them in Jamaica, and she was able to be on Rebel Salute. She was able to get herself onto Rebel Salute, and she was able to get herself on a morning radio show. I know she's been able to create a niche for herself, and she's from the UK also. So Jamaica does enhance the creativity for sure,
Yes.
and somebody may come and don't have an idea, but they see an opportunity in terms of something around them, and they can
Mhm.
jump on it and create something from that. So people have to come, and there are a lot of opportunities around. Because Jamaica's still a young country, and coming from developed countries, you'll see stuff that Jamaica's not doing, and can create something from it.
Mhm.
Y'all look out for Select the Mocha in the future. All right, I won't. That's
Lord help us all.
Jesus.
yes.
Go
Okay.
ahead, Mimi.
All right.
Okay. So me, what do I do? What don't I do? Okay, anyway, so when I first came here, like I mentioned before, I had a husband, so I didn't do anything. I just stayed at home. I literally stayed at home. And then, like I said, I got bored. So then I said, all right, what can I do? I met this woman who, when I was going down to the market and she needed assistance, and so I started working for her. I worked in the market I was selling fruits, vegetables, ground provisions, etc., etc. I did that for about a year. I thoroughly enjoyed it because I was had an opportunity to be immersed into the culture, and so it was more for my benefit than anything because I had an opportunity to learn and to understand from that view from a viewpoint. I had a very good viewpoint. Um, then after that, my husband he had a shop in the arcade, and so I would go help him. That really wasn't my thing. It was his, but I would still go help. But then what I started doing was unofficial micro loans because people down there they needed a loan for this, a loan for that. So I would do small loans, and that's what I started doing. Um, After that, it kind of slowed up because they start threatening to close the arcade, whatever, whatever. I went to school online, got my degree in travel marketing, and then I became a travel agent. So I was working online, and then I went from there. I'm a tour guide. So that's what I do in Jamaica. I'm a tour guide, finally. And then I work with the BERJ. And I do 10,000 other things. A relationship coach, intercultural relationship coach. So I can help you with your men's and them or your women's and them so you can understand and have a better success rate with the relationship.
Now, if
Um,
you're interested in intercultural dating and international dating, all right, we will be launching a community. All right, go to our website and join the waitlist. Let me put it in the
mhm,
chat. I said, can I put it in the chat? Let me put it in the chat. Go.
mhm,
So we have our community for people who are trying to move or return to Jamaica. We will
mhm,
be launching the international intercultural dating,
mhm,
and we will be doing a business incubator. All right, so helping people develop, businesses and things. And then we'll also be creating a wellness space for those who want to come in again, like we have done. Get that wellness in, get that creativity going.
mhm.
So we are very excited with all the things we have planned. Ain't no poppy show thing going on over here. You know what I'm saying? So
About Poppy, sure.
did I use that right? I don't know.
Yes, yes, man. Yes, of course. Of course.
I be scared. I'm like, what the hell is girl talking about? Okay. So BERJamaica.com. Type it in the chat. But y'all can go and see all what we have planned and what we have to offer. And again, please go grab the do's and don'ts of reselling in Jamaica. If you know somebody who's thinking, if you know someone who's apprehensive, they want to come back but they're not sure, just get that book for them or send it to them. It's an ebook version and a paperback version. And again, it lays out for you perfectly. Again, probably the only guidebook to help you with this process. So again, our wonderful team members have put together all these great resources for y'all. Don't say we ain't never gave you nothing, okay?
Mhm,
Um, okay,
And
and so
for me, yes, I am a remote worker. Um, I am actually an auditor, so I audit fintech companies that are in the U.S. and I make U.S. income from that. Unlike what I've seen online and what people say, I did tell my job that I was moving. Well, let me take that back. At first, I didn't. At first, I didn't. I just came and once I got here, I told them, um, and there was no issue. So if you do have a job that is currently remote, go talk to your people, your job, your manager, HR. Make sure everything is aligned. Um, because like Mocha said, don't come to Jamaica looking for a job because you don't want to take jobs away from the locals. You want them to be able to have those jobs so that they can take care of themselves and their families. But yes, it
yeah,
was.
so that's how we support ourselves. But yeah, when you'll make a way out of no way. Like you don't have a choice. But again,
mhm,
you have so many resources available now. And again, you can grab our Move Abroad starter kit. That's not my personal thing, but for people asking those type of questions, don't know where to start, get my starter kit. Mokwazil.com/start kit. All right, so never understood how special Jamaica was until I left. I found out how many people wanted to be Jamaican. Y'all better quit. If y'all don't quit letting these people misguide you about Jamaica, all right?
Mhm.
Y'all stop it.
Mhm.
Stop.
Mhm. Jamaica, you can, when you have the mindset, you can flourish. You can flourish. I mean, it's so many skilled, so many people down here with skills. I mean, they take and make something out of nothing. Or I mean, it's just like it's just it's a land of opportunity, in my opinion. Um, it's just you just do a lot down here.
Yeah.
I mean, I have plenty of Facebook friends, and so it's like plenty of Jamaican Facebook friends that I've been having over the years, and I just see them just doing great things with their lives and great things here in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Whenever you're abroad and hear crime, it sounds bad, but living here doesn't feel that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, Ella. Exactly. Exactly. Because it's like it seems like they sensualize, and it's just like, oh this, like back to back to back. But then when you're actually here, it's just like, you know, mm,
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, again, but not being dismissive, because I understand people's lives,
mm-hmm,
things have been affected, but
mm-hmm,
again, that used to just all that logic just used to throw me because I'm like, wow, Jamaica nice. What you talking about? Like,
Especially when you come from a country like the divided states of America, right? So
what?
on a whole, you can't, for me, because I am an accountant and I look at things logistically, right? And I'm always about stats. You can't compare Jamaica, the whole of Jamaica, to the whole of the US, right? Because
mm-hmm,
Jamaica can probably fit into Rhode Island, which is a very small state in the US. And still, Jamaica's crime rate is not as high as some of those northern states. Hell, it ain't as high as some of the southern states. And if you look at the US on a whole, the US has got to be one of the most one of the most um countries that is ridden with crime in comparison to Jamaica. Now,
mm-hmm,
granted, being an expat, I will say, and I have to admit that certain things impact us differently. Is you know what I mean? So
mm-hmm,
we may not be as impacted as much by the crime that
mm-hmm,
people that were born and raised and have lived here all their lives are. And again,
mm-hmm,
we don't want to come off as being dismissive to people whose lives have been impacted by crime. Not at all. But what we are doing, we're just saying, speaking from coming from the US, if you really read the news about the United States of America, as a matter of fact, just Google it. Google how many murders have and shootings have taken place in the US since the beginning of the year. Trust me, it's off the Richter scale. You know what I mean? And
mm-hmm,
not only is crime like horrible and very high in the US, but especially for Black Americans. Like to get stopped by the police and never know if you or your loved one is going to make it home. That's a very scary thing. And
Yes.
you don't
Yes,
have
it
to
is.
do anything. You're just existing as a Black person. And
mm-hmm,
a racist police officer can just decide on that day his dog died, his wife done cheated on him, he having a bad day, or better yet, I can kill one of y'all and get away with it and still get paid and
mm-hmm,
go home to my family. So when you think about that reality versus what you hear about Jamaica, I can't remember who said it in the chat, but somebody said it, and I'm 100% with them. I'll take my chances with Jamaica any day. Give me Jamaica over the U.S. when it comes to crime. If you want to talk about crime, give
Listen,
me, give me
I
Jamaica.
asked Tansy, I asked somebody before. I was like, well, the same thing, the reasoning. She told me that, well, in the states, that's where, well, in this particular area, that's where she was born and raised, and she's familiar with it. But she's not going to pay and purposely put herself in a situation outside the country. But I'm like, but you purposely keeping yourself in that same situation.
In a
What are
very
you talking
volatile
about, lady?
situation.
It's
Right,
the same thing.
right.
It's not the same
It
thing.
is. Not
The
only
only
that, I mean, think about it. I have never heard of anybody going into any schools in Jamaica and shooting up the schools. They do that on a regular in the US.
Yeah.
They go into the schools with what is it, AR-47s, and shoot up the kids in the school.
AR-15. AR-15.
AR-15. You know, I don't know nothing about no guns.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Shoot up the kids. I've never heard that happen in Jamaica. So, I mean, I'll take my chances in Jamaica any day.
The
Yeah.
only thing, and then when I get stopped by the police, the only thing I have to worry about is if they're gonna ask me for my phone number.
I was just about to say that. I have been in Jamaica. I have been in Jamaica for 2 years, and I've gotten stopped by the police because they said that I was overtaken. I never once felt afraid for my life. I wasn't nervous. I had a nice discussion with the people. I mean, just the officer. I'm just having a nice discussion, you know. And I was like, wow, this is very pleasant. You don't get this type of interaction in the US with a police officer, even the black ones, unfortunately. But that's a different topic for another day. But
Yeah, and the thing is with and as you're probably aware, is that a lot of the crime in Jamaica tends to be localized. A lot of
Yeah.
it's localized, and a lot of it's targeted. I mean, a
Mhm.
lot of it's targeted, and that could be from anything. It could be anything.
right,
It could be
right,
a family argument to bad mind, So
right.
a lot of, and once you don't have that kind of energy around you or the people around you, then
Mhm.
it's unlikely that anything will happen to you to a great extent. In the
Mhm.
urban areas like Kingston, then you have to be aware of certain things, because it's an
Mhm.
urban area. I mean, like I said, going downtown earlier.
Mhm.
But even then, I still go out and come back in, and when you go out, it's the people partying. You can go. I can go north in Kingston. I call Kingston has a reputation, and you go anywhere and people are partying. So people are coming out. I mean, even though things are the way around Kingston. So because people know, I mean, a lot of what takes place tends to be targeted, um,
Mhm.
or gang related or association related. A lot
Mhm.
of, you know,
That's why they tell you to walk good. You walk good, you good.
yeah,
When you walk good, you good.
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
Mhm. When
Yeah,
your heart clean, you good. When your spirit good, you good.
Yeah,
Yes. You have people come, they haven't seen you in a while. They say, hey, yo, where you been? They check on you to make sure that you was right. When you
yes,
come around with your vehicle, they check on you to make sure you
yes,
wasn't involved in an accident. They see
yes.
something out the ordinary, they check on you to make sure you good and ask you if you all right.
Yes. In the States, everybody operates in silos. I mean, you could be gone from your house, and first of all, you don't even know your neighbors.
yeah,
And
it's
Mhm.
plus,
true.
if they ain't seen you in weeks, they ain't checking on you. I
Yeah,
No.
was I was gone 4 days, and both of my neighbors was like, "Where you been?" And I was like, I had to go back to the States. And they got on me, like telling me that I need to let them know
yeah,
when I'm leaving
Because
because
they
they wanted to make sure I was okay. That
yeah,
never happens in the States.
yeah.
Never happens.
I shared a story of recently of the woman who died in London. That can be googled, and she died and she was dead for 2 years. Two
See?
years, and nobody knew she was dead in
Hmm.
her place. Yeah, yeah, serious thing. Just Google it, and then you find it. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't the first. It's not the first time. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody. No, they missed at work. The neighbors told the police that they were getting a stench, and after a while, the police then went in and found her. Well, yeah, she's dead for 2 years. Nobody knew she was dead. You know what I mean?
See?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I come to Jamaica. I come to Jamaica, and then the following day, my neighbor comes and gives me breakfast.
Yes. Yes.
So the
Yes.
following day, come out and
Yes.
knock on the door and give me breakfast. Yeah,
Yes.
man.
I
Yeah,
lived where on this I was the house was in the middle of two farms, one on each side. They would come and bring, if I wasn't home, they would just leave stuff on the
Yeah.
front porch.
Yeah.
If I was home, they say, "Here, I brought you something."
Yeah.
Like, where they doing that at in any other country? Where, I mean, where are they doing that? You know, they see a strange car parked by the gate. They coming over there. My neighbor across the street, he would come with his dog. Like, Tansy, you all right? You okay? I was like, yeah. Who the car? Like, that's somebody I
Yeah, security.
know. You know, so it's like, and it's almost like that accountability in a sense, right? Like,
Mhm.
or community. That's what it is. It's like
Yeah.
real community, you know. So I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
So you join our community if you are thinking about returning or relocating to Jamaica. Community.berjamaica.com. We are there to get live. We'll be having a welcome party this Thursday. All right. And yeah. Oh, we've been over here for an hour.
Oh
Almost,
yeah.
almost 2 hours. See, we just chopping it up, just talking.
We gotta go.
What was the next topic, guys?
Mhm.
What was the next topic? There was another topic? You said there was another topic, or was this the main topic?
Just
No.
expectations versus
Oh.
reality. That's it. And then, of course, just answering questions.
Okay.
But yes, if you are considering and you want some, I do advise somebody watching to grab that book, The Do's and Don'ts of Resettling in Jamaica.
Mhm.
So you're not doing it blindly. All right. And then, of course, you have us there to support you with the process. And just go connect with us online, go connect with us on social media. You'll see some of the things we've done and even some of our past videos you've seen. We've talked with other repats. We talked with other expats. You can go watch some of those videos and see how they're, doing it and how they're sustaining life in Jamaica. So again, just go make sure you subscribe and check out those resources that we have available. All right.
Mhm.
I just noticed an earlier question. What is this about the banks? Did you talk about that? Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you all need to let us know some topics that you would like for us to talk about on our lives here. So to get some of your questions answered, and we can go into our experiences. So let us know. Thank you all for watching and being here with us. We greatly appreciate all of you. Thanks, Kaden.
Welcome. Thank y'all for watching.
Kaden, when you coming
Thank you
to
for
Jamaica, we need to link up. We the no Aki people.
Mhm.
Yeah, for life, listen, if you know that key, that's selfish.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Yes. Rick,
What?
thank you. African King. We didn't get to your comment.
Oh, you didn't?
Was that the one that Clary said she was gonna come out to?
No,
No.
I went back to all of those.
Jamaica has one of the best ecosystems. Yes.
Yes, it has.
Agree.
Jamaica's all that and then some to me. I don't know what these folks talking about.
I mean,
All that in a bag of chips.
yes.
Whatever.
With an ice cold Coca-Cola. All right, everybody.
Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Bye.
Thank you.
Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Oh,
And coming from Nicole.
don't forget if you're here searching for all-inclusive resorts to stop by and say hello. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share. Whatever else y'all searching for on here on the YouTubes. Okay, just share, like, and subscribe.
So was the question asked if anyone considering to relocate? And who's talking in chat?
Yes, a few people
Okay.
are saying they're in the process, or they're thinking about it, or they want to come back, or they're planning. So yeah, we've sent everybody to us.
Okay.
Trust us, we covered all them bases. I think
If you guys need a tour guide, hi, I'm right here. I know Jamaica like this.
Almost what? Over 14 years experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm at Urban Explorer Tours on Facebook and the same on TikTok and the same on Instagram. So
Yeah. Go follow her socials and share her. Y'all know anybody coming to Jamaica. If you are looking for, if you're searching for a tour guide in Jamaica, you on YouTube and you searching, okay? Urban Explorer Tours, right? That's yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Black owned business,
Hmm.
Black woman owned business.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Support the local economy. All right. Yes, yes, yes. All right. That's it, y'all.
Somebody's asking about schools in
Oh,
Jamaica.
Jay said schools in Jamaica. We'll have to cover that on one of our lives. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
But Mimi's children came. We have a video where her kids talking about schools in Jamaica. You'll hear from their mouth what it's like attending school in Jamaica. Y'all better go watch these videos. We been getting
Yes,
y'all some good stuff.
yes.
Y'all better go.
My two
We gonna make
children.
so we're gonna make
Get
some.
out of the matrix and come to Jamaica.
My my two what you call them? My kids are one was born in America, but she came here when we were 3. So they're Jamaican, but they have an American accent sometimes. So Jamaican.
Yeah, yeah, y'all go watch the videos. Shoot.
Hmm.
We'll make some more. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some more in depth, like things like that. But yeah, okay. Good night, y'all. I'm tired. We're tired.
Good night.
See
Good
you later.
night again. Later. Look at more next week. Same place, same time. Wanna come?
It's good to see you.
I'm bring 2 people.
All right. Bye.
Bye.